Many of us have mistaken the appearance of humility for the presence of it. We bow our heads in public and calculate in private. We speak softly about serving others while quietly counting what we expect in return. The truth is, humility is one of the easiest virtues to perform and one of the hardest to actually live. Today's story comes from an old kingdom, and it is about a proud king, a ragged beggar, and a crown that revealed more about the giver than the receiver. On the surface, it looks like a simple tale of a king testing a stranger, but hidden inside it is a question most of us never dare to ask ourselves. If everything we own, our title, our comfort, our reputation, were stripped away in a single moment, would there be anything left worth calling greatness? Stay with me until the very end, because this beggar is going to ask the king a question that no one in that kingdom had ever dared to ask him before.
Long ago, in a kingdom nestled between two mountain ranges, there ruled a king known far and wide for his generosity. He built wells for dry villages. He opened his granaries in years of famine. He gave alms to every temple and every traveler who passed through his gates. The people loved him, and the king loved being loved. He had grown so used to praise that he could no longer tell the difference between doing good and being seen doing good. Every act of charity was announced by trumpets. Every gift was recorded by scribes so that history would remember his name. He believed with his whole heart that he was the humblest king who had ever lived, because humility to him meant giving generously to those beneath him. It never occurred to him that true humility might mean something else entirely. One autumn, word reached the palace of a wandering holy man who had renounced everything he owned. A man who walked from village to village with nothing but a wooden bowl and a torn cloth wrapped around his shoulders. The villagers spoke of him with reverence. They said his eyes held a peace that no wealth could buy. Curious and perhaps a little proud, the king decided to test this beggar's famous detachment. He sent his soldiers to invite the wandering man to the palace, and when the man arrived, dust on his feet and nothing in his hands, the king descended his own throne to greet him, a gesture that stunned the entire court.
"I have heard of your wisdom," the king said, "and I wish to honor you. Ask me for anything, and it is yours." The beggar looked at him with calm, unhurried eyes and said nothing. The king, mistaking his silence for shyness, ordered his servants to bring gold. The beggar did not move. He ordered fine robes brought forward. The beggar did not move. Growing impatient and eager for the story of his own generosity to spread through the kingdom, the king finally offered the one thing he believed no man could refuse. He lifted his own crown from his head and held it out with both hands. "Take this," the king said. "Rule beside me. Share my throne. Let the people see that even a king bows before true wisdom." A hush fell over the court. Nobles leaned forward. Servants held their breath. Surely, they thought, no beggar in the history of the world had ever been offered a crown simply for showing up hungry at a palace gate. The beggar looked at the crown for a long moment. Then he looked at the king, not with hunger and not with awe, but with something closer to sadness. "Tell me," the beggar said quietly, "why are you offering me this crown?" The king, delighted at the chance to explain his own virtue, answered proudly, "Because I wish to prove that I am humble enough to share power with the poorest of men. I wish the people to know that greatness bows to wisdom." The beggar nodded slowly. "And once they know it," he said, "once the story has spread to every village and every court in the land, what will you have gained?" The king opened his mouth to answer, and found for the first time in many years that he had no answer ready.
"You did not offer me this crown for my sake," the beggar continued gently. "You offered it so that the world would call you humble. But a gift given for praise is not a gift at all. It is a transaction, and you have simply not yet been paid." The king's face reddened. No one in his kingdom had spoken to him this way in decades. He wanted to dismiss the beggar's words as the ramblings of a man who owned nothing and therefore understood nothing of sacrifice. But something in his chest would not let the words go so easily. "You call yourself humble," the beggar said, "because you give away what is easy to give. Gold when your treasury overflows, grain when your harvest is full. Even this crown, offered before an audience who will carry the tale of your generosity to every corner of the realm. But I ask you, my king, could you give something away in silence? Could you do a single act of kindness that no scribe records, that no trumpet announces, that not even your own memory holds on to as a badge of honor? Could you empty yourself, even once, with no one watching and no one to tell?" The king said nothing. Around him, his nobles shifted uneasily, unsure whether to be offended on his behalf or ashamed on their own. The beggar set down his wooden bowl at the foot of the throne. "I carry an empty bowl, not because I have nothing, but because I have let go of the need to be seen carrying anything. You carry a full treasury and a fuller crown, and still you hunger, because what you are truly starving for cannot be bought, borrowed, or given away in front of a crowd. It can only be found the moment you stop needing anyone to notice you have it." He bowed once, took back his bowl, and turned to leave the courtyard the same way he had entered it, with nothing. The king sat in silence long after the beggar had gone. That night, unable to sleep, he did something he had never done in all his years of rule. He rose before dawn, dressed in plain clothes, and walked alone, without guards, without scribes, without a single soul aware of where their king had gone. He found a widow's hut on the edge of the city, a woman he had heard of only once in passing, whose husband had died in his service years before, and who had been forgotten by the palace ever since. He left grain and coin at her door before the sun rose, and he told no one, not his advisors, not his wife, not even the temple priests who kept careful record of every royal act of charity. He returned to the palace before the city woke, and for the first time in his life, no one applauded him. No one wrote his name into the ledgers of the generous. And strangely, for the first time in his life, he felt something that all the trumpets and titles had never once given him: peace. He never found the wandering beggar again. He searched quietly for years, hoping to tell him what had changed. But perhaps the beggar had already known he would never need to hear it. Perhaps he understood that the lesson, once planted, would grow on its own in the dark, unseen soil of the king's own heart, exactly the way real change always does. This story carries a truth that cuts closer to home than most of us would like to admit. We live in a world built on visibility. We are taught almost from childhood that a good deed unseen is a good deed half-wasted. We post our charity. We announce our sacrifices. We measure our own goodness by how loudly the world responds to it. And slowly, without ever noticing the shift, we begin doing good not because it is good, but because it is seen. The beggar's question was never really about the king. It was about every one of us who has ever confused the applause for the act.
Think about your own life for a moment. How many kind things have you done only after making sure someone was watching? How many times have you helped someone and felt a small, quiet disappointment when no one acknowledged it? That disappointment is worth paying attention to because it reveals where our heart truly was when we gave. True humility does not announce itself. It does not need a crowd, a caption, or a witness. As the wise have long said, the right hand should not know what the left hand is doing. That is not poetry. That is a warning aimed directly at the part of us that only gives generously when someone is keeping score. There is a second lesson buried inside the first. The king believed that offering his crown, his most valuable possession, was the ultimate act of humility. But the beggar understood something the king could not yet see. The size of the gift means nothing if the motive behind it is pride wearing the mask of generosity. It is not what we give away that reveals our character. It is why we give it away. A small, silent kindness done for no reward carries more weight in the unseen ledger of a life than a kingdom handed over before an audience.
So, what does this look like when you carry it into your own life starting today? It looks like doing one kind thing this week and telling absolutely no one about it. It looks like helping a stranger and resisting the urge to mention it later, even casually, even to someone you trust. It looks like examining the last time you felt proud of your own goodness and asking honestly whether that pride was about the person you helped or about how the helping made you look. It looks like understanding that the crown you are most afraid to give away is not gold or land or title. It is your need to be noticed for the good that you do. The beggar walked away from that palace with nothing in his hands and everything he needed in his heart. The king sat on a throne surrounded by riches and discovered for the first time how empty a crowded room can feel. Between the two of them stood one simple truth. Wealth is not measured by what fills your hands, but by what no longer needs to be seen to feel complete. We create these wisdom stories for all of us, for you, for me, for everyone, quietly performing goodness for an audience we didn't even realize we were still trying to impress. These stories are not here to teach you something entirely new. They are here to gently remind you of something you already know, buried beneath the noise of likes, comments, and applause. If this story touched something in you, even quietly, please like and share this video so it can reach someone who has been carrying their own crown, waiting for someone to notice. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so we can keep bringing these stories into your life. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, what is one kind act you have done recently that no one else knows about? Your honest answer might be the very reminder someone else needs today. I'll be back again soon with another powerful story. Until then, stay humble, stay grateful, stay patient, and remember, the truest gifts are the ones no one ever sees you give.